is the new goal as an entertainer to get a certain amount of fame, but not that famous, because to not have to deal with the scrutiny? Because you can become a multimillionaire, you could do your thing, like, you know.
You want to be a Rogan. You want to have your own shit
Yeah.
that they can't take away.
Yeah.
And still be yourself.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That's sort of the,
that's the new model.
The whole.
Yeah.
But not really. I think I don't think when new comics are starting, do you think that they're looking at Rogan, or do you think that they are going like, all right, well, we need to fucking play it safe. We need to do jokes about politics. We need to do stuff, you know.
There's a lot of that. I went to an open mic recently, and it is horrific. 4 white guys went up before me, and they all apologized. That was their opener.
Yeah.
And then it was just, it's a sad-off. I was molested. I was raped. I'm gay. I look like Tim Dillon.
Well,
Right.
one guy.
I was just about to say, that's my entire opening bit. I don't know why it's being stolen.
Tim, were you ever molested or anything?
No,
when you were
and
a
I
kid?
was a hot kid. I was a gorgeous
He
kid.
was
We all
cute
saw
and
that. I was a
talented.
beautiful kid, and my
Anything
parents
close?
were lower middle class. They didn't know what to do. They should have pimped me out all over Hollywood.
Any close calls?
Yes. Once there was a theater director. I swear to God, I was in a play. I was probably about 8 or 9, and he said to me,
your prime.
And this is, let me tell you right now, you have no fucking idea that was my prime. You have no fucking idea.
It
all
was.
right? Let me tell you.
You had fucking glitter on your eyes.
I was in,
butthole.
and I was gay then. I was like actually gay. Like when I was.
You knew. You were
I
straight
knew,
gay.
and then there was
Hey,
this,
you
there
grew
was,
out of being gay.
I grew out of being
You were
gay.
so
This is
young, you were
boring.
done with it.
Yeah.
Look at that! Come on, guys. You're not doing that, guy.
Wow.
So this theater director,
You just missed the generation where you would have embraced being a little.
I would have been gay at 16.
If you were grow up now,
Forget it.
It'd be. I would hate your fucking guts.
I
But you
would-
were like
yeah.
back then. You were like I'm around Long Island. I don't really know if I should fucking.
Absolutely.
Let me just be me.
I was like,
you know,
I want to sell mortgages. I want to steal people's houses.
And I wanna suck some
have
dicks. Who cares?
And I want to suck dicks quietly. And you know what? I still and this
Quietly.
will get me in trouble. I still kind of want to do like I still kind of want to just
not a big
suck
deal.
dicks quietly. I almost wonder if I should have ever came out.
Yeah.
Should have just had a wife and should have like every Thursday night went to men's night.
You
know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, but it's more or less like because that doesn't, especially with you,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be the thing.
No,
Yes,
it's
thank you.
like-
For me, the thing is not me being Puerto Rican.
Right.
I think we have a similar thing.
It is, but no,
Part of
sorry.
it.
No,
I
we
mean,
do have a similar thing in the idea that like
just in terms of the way that I portray myself and the way that I act. Like
we
I'm
probably
not,
mention it on stage the same amount. Like in an hour
few
of time,
times,
we
yeah.
do it 2 or 3 times, and it's not.
and it's just not my identity. Whereas I think
Yeah.
today, forget just entertainment, just in general.
But I had a director.
If you're gay
yeah,
today in a big city,
that's the deal.
I think
You're
I don't.
fine.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I
It's
could
an
be
advantage.
completely wrong. I think that if you're gay today in a big, not the fucking Midwest, not down south,
Yeah.
but in a fucking,
Big city.
big city, northeast, northwest, you're in a fucking position where I think
Especially
there's going to be
entertainment.
almost no bullying. I think if people bullied you,
Yeah.
they would be so ostracized.
They're the
from-
loser.
Yeah, they would be. And that's good, by the way. That's
Yeah.
not a bad thing.
No, sure.
But I can't sit here and go like, I mean, come on, like, let's just let up a little bit. It's
Yeah.
pretty. We've come to a time where I really feel like that is like, and it's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Sure.
But I feel like that's how society is now. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
if there's a gay kid that came out, I think they would be applauded more than they would be.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other part of it. Maybe their uncle or dad would call them a fucking and not talk to them and not respect them. And how much more does that mean to them than some fucking strangers at
But
school?
my uncle and dad call me that anyway.
Exactly. The truth
about
is,
to say.
my mom used to call me
But
gay
the
to
direct-
bother me
Yes,
like a lot.
yes, my
like a
uncle did
lot.
Yeah.
That was my go-to.
listen,
So you can go hang out with your little friend James Meekum.
Yeah.
She used to call him gay too, and I was like, "We're not gay.
Yeah.
We just play in a band together." There was not even a sign of us being gay.
It's
not
sad
even
that we've
slightly.
lost. It's sad that we can't call kids that play in a band together. To
over.
be honest with you, because
American
what else are
pastime.
you supposed to say? It's gonna work. Oh, you guys
Right.
are great. This is no, but the
Make
director came up to me. I was like 8 years old, and he said, "Hey, if you ever have any problems with girls, you can come talk to me because I know all about that stuff."
I do have a problem with their pussies.
Yeah,
They're gross.
So,
Yeah, I
so that's a guy that's trying to molest you. He's trying to like build some type of weird. So if you go to him and you're like, "Yo, I like this girl and she doesn't like me," he could like get in it. But that was the weirdest thing. And
But
I
that's
knew,
the only
Do you think
sign.
he was gonna do like to teach you how to kiss?
I thought he was going to do something weird. It was weird enough where I never spoke to that guy again. He was the director of this show.
You could feel it.
I could feel there was something weird because number one, I would never go up to a 9-year-old and say anything. Like I have nothing to say to a
by the way,
9-year-old.
I literally
No, I
forgot
hate
we were
kids.
talking about an 8, 9-year-old kid.
Yeah, why would
Do you
I
have any
talk-
problems with girls? What problems with girls would you have?
That's number one. It's weird. Number two, it's like
can't
why
fit
are
into
you
their dresses?
why are you talking to me alone in a hallway as I'm using the bathroom?
Yeah.
Like
Why are you pissing in a hallway?
like well no, I'm walking to the
Long Island.
bathroom. It's Long Island. But so that's I was so
interesting.
almost but never.
It's not a bad inn. It's a pretty good line.
It's a
for
pretty. I'm sure it's
pedophile.
Here's a sick thing. It worked for that guy before. Whoa. That's probably why he did it.
Yeah.
He's probably like some dumb kid was
It
probably.
didn't seem like it was his first time. Like he'd use this method.
Sadly, probably
He had
yes.
it written down on his hand. He read it off.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, probably yes, but I mean that's kind of fucked up.
Mark, were you ever molested or not? Or maybe you were molested, but have you ever been, or what's the closest?
I had a friend when I was like 13 who we'd had a sleepover, and we were poor, so we slept in the same bed, and he put his hand on my dick and he said, you ever thought about it or something like that?
Okay, so if
like,
that's the definition of molested, let me change my answer. Yes,
Have
and
you ever
I have
molested?
also molested about 150 people. I had no idea that was the definition. I apologize. Wrong. Sleepover, hand on it. Have you ever thought about it? I was molested last night. Or, like, that's crazy.
might have been the same
It's
guy.
the most liberal definition.
Fuck.
What did you do?
I was like, oh no, I didn't want to shame the guy, you know.
So, yeah, because even then, like,
I was secure enough to be like, no, I'm good, and I just kind
Yeah.
of rolled over. But he was a tough dude. He was like a fist fighting street kid.
Right.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
so hot.
I know.
Not
Oh,
at
you
that
were so
age,
into
that's
it.
not right. But had he been 4 years older and developed,
yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing hotter than a street fighting
13-year-old.
person who wants to,
It's a street kid from,
I never get that. I get
Did
these
that
guys
kid
from
ever come
Juilliard
out
that
as
are,
being gay, or
I lost touch. I think he got AIDS. But yeah, he was a cool kid. Drew. I remember
Oh,
he beat up
boy.
some guy in a front lawn, his own front lawn, and like the guy had glasses, and he said, well, first the guy goes, you're not gonna hit a guy with glasses, are you? And he's like, no. Then he hit him. The glasses flew off, and then he beat the shit out of him.
Wow,
He was
New
a tough
Orleans.
kid. Yeah, New Orleans was a wild. It was a
Surreal.
lawless town.
and but there was no signs that this kid was gay at all.
No signs.
Wow.
Except for the sleeveless tee. But at that age, you're like, oh, that's cool.
And the hand on the dick.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Well, did that? Now you said you were poor, so you slept in the same bed, or like he was poor.
Whose house were you at?
Yeah.
His house.
Okay.
So I was kind of on
Drew's
his
house.
turf.
Right.
His dad was
It
an
was
artist.
a little rude, to be honest.
What's that?
His family fed you, gave you a place to sleep.
But he didn't know maybe I was down.
So now the next day,
So
is it
you said his
weird, or
dad-
you still
We
buddies?
didn't bring it up. Never came. We just played football. It was a non thing, but I never forgot it.
Two-hand touch.
Interesting.
Huh?
Two-hand touch. So it was.
Football.
So you went. God damn it! Remember when we used to
No
name the
Academy
episodes
Awards.
with the word in them? We don't
Yeah.
do that anymore because we can get them flagged on.
Well, you know what's funny? The New York Times writer was like, "Why isn't anyone going through podcasts and getting all these guys?"
No,
He
did you
said
say
that?
that?
Swear to
no!
God. Zinnemann.
No!
Zinnemann, the guy at the New York Times goes,
You-
interesting.
There's a whole
Shut
ice-
up, Zin!
Yeah, he's like, tweets, everybody's getting
Dougie,
fucked.
I
He's like,
called
why
this-
is no one listening to these
Oh,
podcasts?
I called
I
this
was
so
like-
long ago. There's going to be an article.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be an article. You're going to see it one day.
Yeah,
Ready?
yeah.
There's too much
It's
stuff.
going to be by some fucking chick in some blog, and it's going to say the problem with white men and
Right.
podcasting on iTunes,
Yeah.
or some shit like that.
Right.
That's going to be the headline, and then everyone's mouth is going to go, huh?
Yeah.
What?
when they read it.
And then they're going to fucking go through everything, and they're going to change it. iTunes in the future, you won't be able to say the things we say on it now.
You think?
Just gonna be just
No.
like YouTube, I promise you.
I think we're going the other way. Like me and you have had that discussion. I think we're going the other way where I do see what they're trying to do. Like they did kick Gavin off everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
They kicked Alex Jones. Like they are kicking people off.
Every platform.
They're kicking people off. They're trying to clean up the internet. They're
because
trying to make
they're
it like
going to just
yeah.
keep on moving that line. So
Yeah.
the line is moving in that direction, and it's going to be.
But I think we have a generation of people that's used to this that are going to fight back. There's a generation of people that are so used to just people unedited saying whatever they want.
We'll
I
see.
don't think you could put that back in the box.
It won't.
I
It'll be a
hope not.
corporate company like Apple that's going
Yeah.
to make a decision, and they're leaders, and they're going to deal with pressure from the inside, and that whole world of, Silicon Valley. That is
Yeah.
all a bunch of fucking liberal art.
Well, it's also a bunch of people that want to just make money. So even though they're liberal art, they really want to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And to them, race war or whatever, that's the thing now. That's
soon
not
as-
good for
as soon
business.
As soon as the sponsors,
Yeah.
believe me, Dougie, you're right. It is about money.
But-
Yeah.
And it will. I believe that in the future, you will not be able to say the N-word into a microphone. It will be not against the law.
I love how that's what we're talking about.
But no. That's
like,
this
in the
is, we'll
future.
be. It'll have to be that black
Flying
and white.
colors.
But I think in the future you won't be able to say certain words into microphones and have it be broadcast on any platform.
So are they going to screen them
It's going to be
publishing?
the technology already exists. Actually, we talked about this specific subject where I said they're going to be able to literally plug it into an algorithm. YouTube does this now, where if you're playing a song, it catches it. It's not like somebody's listening to every podcast. they hear the song, they have an algorithm that picks up the fucking progression of sounds that comes through, whatever it is, and then they flag you based off of a copyright
They'll
infringement.
be like, we've taken every N-word out of Legion of Skanks. It's now a 7-minute show.